Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of SkyFactory 3. I'm Andy, and we will be going through quite a few things today. Last recording that I did, I was having some microphone issues before I started recording, so I didn't have any voice. That's why it's just 99 Lives music in the background playing. And I kind of did some brief overview of what all occurred. I've done some more progression since then. So in between episodes, we got quite a bit done, accomplished, especially from the last episode that didn't have any commentary with it. But just to go ahead and get going with this episode, I've gotten some things already set up. We've got a Colossal Chest structure already set up at its maximum size. I've increased the size of my extreme reactor. That's now the maximum height. So now all we've got to do is just do the width and the depth, and then we'll take it to the maximum, and then we'll be good to go on that, creating that maximum guy. I have included diamonds all the way in there, in between all the fuel rods as well. And when I cranked it up earlier to 100% power, it was at 300,000 RF per tick, I believe is what it was. I don't have enough Yellorium stored up in the system overall to maintain that. Prior to the last episode, also, we took all of the automation pieces that I had up here and moved them down here and put in another crafting grid and an additional disk drive with a couple extra 64K storage disks. I was starting to run low, and as you can see, I was still kind of like back and forth between yellow and red here on a couple of these. We're 86% full. So one of the other big things that I did accomplish prior to the last video was the mob grinder. This guy right there. And it is hooked up wirelessly with the Wyvern Energy IO crystal. All the way back. You see. Drop that in. Let me go get that wrench, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got my crystal binder here, and as you can see with it in my hand, I've got it tied, kind of chained up, just because I've got the wither spawner and killer system, the wither farm over here. So I've got a little bit distance away so that I don't get that dark shadow effect from the wither, and I don't have to hear it from over there. But I've got that chained to a Wyvern Energy IO crystal from a Wyvern Wireless Energy crystal, which is tied to another IO crystal here, which is double tied to my reactor down here, both direct port to the reactor as well as off of the energy conduit. The reason I've got that is I've got the lava generator Mark 1, the tier 1 lava generators over here that are constantly feeding supplemental power all the way over and to not only this crystal and this crystal, but as well it helps maintain the buffer in the system overall. These two IO crystals also hook up to the farming system over here, so I don't have any cables running anymore to this wireless energy crystals, and then those are linked to that. If you look over here on the left side of the screen, got the little pop-up for this energy crystal. It's got the 16 million RF charged, and there's 2 of 8 links and 4 of 32 wireless links. So I can tie a few 8 source links up to this crystal and then wireless link out to an additional 4, which is pretty nice. Did some changes. I've got diamond seeds, a whole bunch of diamond seeds over here. For that farming station, this is still running a whole bunch of wither seeds. This is still running Inferium and a couple of randoms. And that's just all Inferium over there. Ran a little bit of short on wood, so I planted a whole bunch of trees over here and farmed that out earlier. We're just going to kind of ignore that right now. But yeah, so I've relocated my dragon's cage. It is tamed completely. I don't have a name for him yet. So I've got him tamed, and he's in there so he doesn't fall off the map or anything like that. One of the other nice things I've been able to do is I kind of moved the smeltery controller for the Tinker's Construct smeltery, moved it over to the right, put a hopper in with a chest on top. I can drop in basically anything. Let me grab something quick. I got a piece of lead or something. Steel. So I can take a piece of lead, drop it in, it's going to put it through the hopper directly into the smeltery controller. It's going to start smelting that out. Give it a second here. And as you notice, it's automatically pouring. My hands are off of it right now, which is awesome. That's all due to the redstone clock that I've got placed right above it. It's acting as if I'm right-clicking on that. Below the casting table, I have a hopper that feeds directly into Ender Chest, which links directly back into the RS system, into this one right here, which is just importing it directly into the cabling system, directly into there. I've got my, this is my Elorium chest. This here is my cobblestone chest for doing the compressed stuff. This is the Wither skeleton skull chest, and then my soul sand chest for Wither's boss farm. Right here, I did the actually one of the achievements here. We automate the loot bag creation, opening, and compression. So I've got the compression drawers, the compacting drawers compressing a common. I've got the rares getting extracted out and going into this compacting drawer, creating legendaries, which is then going into the system. Then I've got the opening, the bag opener there, that is filtering out the legendary loot bags out of the RS system and opening them. And it's passing this one here. It's passing everything but the mantle ingots and draconian ingots right now into the chest. The rest of it gets put into the loot recycler, and it's going to create loot bags as well and dump it into this chest. One of the things I've got right now, then contents of the chest get dumped back into the enemy system. I've got that turned off right now so that I can see what goes in here and potentially add more to the blacklist for the recycler. Yeah, so that actually does complete that challenge there. I've got done some work. I've pulled 3 blaze spawners out in between episodes, and I've got 2 more diamond chest transporters ready to go upstairs. I've already mapped out 2 of those places that we're going to go grab the last 2, and we'll be able to check that off. And we're also going to check off the travel to the bottom of the Nether today. Knock those 2 out, and we're still working on those. That's going to be a little bit later on. I did, with the first upgrade between the 2 episodes ago and last episode, I was able to produce 100,000 RF, actually just over 100,000 RF, which is pretty awesome. Can't do any of that. Can't do any of that today. None of that. None of that. I will cover on how to do that maybe. This is all going to get edited out, so it's not a big deal. I'll check that one off. So one of the other things that I've got set up for today is the Colossal Chest. In fact, we're not just going to hook up the Colossal Chest, we are also going to tie it directly into the RS system, which is going to be pretty awesome. I've gone ahead and made the platform and laid out a 16 by 16 and put the 16 high. As you see, it's just basically a big cube, and we will do this one. As you see, there's nothing inside of the cube, so it's just the walls, the floor, and then the ceiling piece of it. The interface there, and we're going to put the core right here. Now, you actually don't need the interface, you only need a core. The interface, voila, the interface allows you to interface into the rest of the systems. So to interface it in, you need that Colossal Chest interface and a external storage piece. And you just connect it straight up to that. And from this point, you can connect it right on over into any other cabling the system has. And I'd be able to put anything into here and be able to access that from over there. So let's try that real quick with the Supremium bow. Supremium bow. And there it is right there. One of the cool things that you may or may not notice is you can kind of see it. The lid on this thing actually does open and close when you access it. That's pretty awesome. You know, that's one of the cooler things that I've seen with this one here. One of the other parts that I went ahead and did is the quantum storage. Before we get to this, the colossal storage. Let's go ahead and take a look at those recipes real quick. Colossal storage. So the colossal chest wall, that's what the main structure is made out of. It is just planks surrounding a actual log piece. Pretty simple, you get 2 out of it. The colossal chest core, that's the one required item, is a colossal chest wall 1 with an iron ingot, and then the interface is 4 cobblestone around a chest wall. Super simple, super cheap, and super easy to put together. That has a large capacity to hold a lot of items. So yeah, the quantum storage unit, I've got a tier 5 cobblestone generator block here. Just going to town. As you can see, it's counting upward. We're 10.452 million cobblestone in here. It's been running for a week or so now, maybe. I don't really remember when I placed it, but it's been running for a long time, and that's where we're at as far as that. We're trying to fill that. That's one of the other achievements here. Fill a quantum storage unit with anything. I decided to use cobblestone. Give me that. We're on the way to doing this, and this is something else that is going to easily be doable. The big part of that is really just getting 20 different crops. Let's see here. One of the things that I also did in between episodes, I can't remember between last episode and this one, or between the 2 before that, is the ultimate furnace here. That's actually a pretty awesome furnace. It's come in real handy, especially for doing the reactor stuff, because you need a ton of graphite to be able to do the reactor stuff. And the ultimate furnace just goes super quick. It takes whatever you throw in there, and it's almost instant. And it exports out almost instantly, because I've got 4 speed upgrades and that RS importer. The furnace takes coal from the backside and imports it in. So if I drop in, say, that stack of coal, it should fill up. Yep, there it went. And pull it out, it's going to fill it up some more. So pretty simple to set up. I'm still working on the import part for automating with crafters. Pretty sure it goes in the top for the stuff that you're going to put into this slot. Coal in from the back, and then you export out from the bottom. So pretty simple as far as operating with that. The recipe for that is this is actually really expensive. As you can see, got check 1. As you can see, it is extremely expensive. It's got another star Supremium furnace with Supremium blocks. I kind of flew through this on the last episode, my 11.5 episode, with the skull skeletons, Supremium blocks, which it's a 3x3 recipe for that. Supremium furnace is a Superium furnace with a block and 3 premiums, and so forth, all the way down to the base furnace. So you take the base furnace, throw it in, and just keep crafting up. I had 5 of these. We should actually be able to craft one of these real quick. Hey, awesome. There's that one. And there's that one. And now we've got another one, which is pretty awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that there. Put one of those up there. Let's get this going. So yeah, just super quick, super easy, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome overall. I'll throw that in there. So let's go back to the wither farm over here. The mob grinder, that was what I was waiting for. I had everything else set up. That recipe is kind of expensive as well. You need the awakened draconium, which is why I had to set up a fusion crafter. I thought I was ready. A couple episodes I wasn't. I had to do fusion crafting, and that was really expensive to set that up. Awakened draconium, fusion crafting. We'll explain this diagram here in a little bit, but that's what it goes into. I had to go kill the Ender Dragon, get the heart out of that, draconic cores, more expensive stuff, which draconian ingots, just super expensive. So hooked that up. It required the power, so I had to hook the power up that way. And yeah, we went. After that was all done, that was pretty easy to set up. Then I started having problems with, and it's still somewhat of a problem, where the mechanical users, use item on block, would place the skull down on top of the sand like this, but then the soul sand wouldn't generate fast enough, and it would place it on the lower block where the soul sand is supposed to spawn, and it was just causing a whole bunch of problems. So I set up a whole bunch of timers, dark utility timers. I've got them set on 500 delays all the way across all 3 of them. And if you look at the top center there, they actually show you how much remaining time is left on each timer, which is really nice whenever you're trying to figure out when it's actually going to activate. And the middle one just activated right there. I've got the mechanical user set the redstone on. They're full up, right click random slot, use item on block, and these are just place block, right click random slot. Basically set up just like that, and used the ender chest as a filter system. And that just sits there and goes and goes and goes. Occasionally I've got to come up here and break one of the skulls, but it's not that bad. Let's get back to the area over here. And if you're looking at how many I've got, 1,096 nether stars. So it's been going fairly well for quite a while without any issues. So let's look at this fusion crafting stuff. I've got the first tier basic fusion crafters right here. The recipe is stone around a block of iron, 2 diamonds, and a draconic core, which draconic core, draconian ingots, gold, and diamond. For each one, you need at least 8 to get to where we're at right now. You need at least 8 of these. And then you've also got the fusion crafting core, and then you need to provide it power somehow. The core is, yeah, I've got a lot, I know. This is what the core's crafting recipe is. Lapis blocks, draconic core, and then more diamonds. So not nearly as expensive, but still pretty expensive. So then you set them up you set these up in a pattern similar to this, some way, shape, or form within 3 blocks of the core on both sides. At least that's what the manual was showing. You can either put your power source right here in the center to provide power to all 4 of those on both sides, or you can build the wireless energy crystals and power them that way, which, as you see, I'm getting power from the reactor down there, and I just shift right click to highlight that as the source item, and you right click without anything else to assign it to that location. If you change out to something else, you just right click on the crystal. It's going to show you everything that's hooked up to, how much energy is being used. Got a capacitor bank going on here. Outside of these 8 crafter injectors, I've also got this crystal feeding off to the RS system, to the controller, and to this capacitor bank, which is a 5 million, and to the 1 million here. And both of these capacitor banks are powering this entire setup I've got right here. And then it is also providing power to my crafters over here. So all 3 of these crafters. So that's all set up there, ready to go. Let's make one more of these Wyvern fusion crafters real quick. I've got one of those in here. You know what? We can make a draconic one. I think we can make a draconic one. Oh, that's an entire block. Okay, we'll 4 diamonds a block and 2 Wyvern cores. That's wow. Okay, that's expensive. We'll do it. So that's 3, 7. This is super expensive. You know what? Totally worth it. So we're going to go ahead and use this one. We're going to throw that in there and just place them in a semi-random fashion order, kind of. You can put it, I haven't quite figured out if you can put full stacks in here or not, but they don't show up all the way through, so yeah. But once you get the, as you see here, okay, so kind of explain this here. Each spot here is one of those injectors right there. So you've got one in each spot all the way around. The order doesn't really matter. It tells you how much energy it's going to cost. This spot here is the crafting core, just like that. And when it comes up, you got everything in here. It'll show you basically exactly what you're getting. So the draconic core, or the draconic injector, and then you hit start, and it's going to start charging. I've got a ton of energy power saved up, so it's going to go kind of fast, but it is 1.4 million, so, or I'm sorry, 1.7, almost 1.8 million RF. So it could definitely take a whole lot. And as you see, had the lightning going across, and it's coming in. I don't know if you can really hear everything, but it's snapping, almost kind of like a little bit of firecrackers. And this is probably one of the coolest animations I've seen so far. This is pretty awesome. Almost there, and there we are. Just pull it straight out, and there it is. It's good to go. So now I can place this down. You can mix and match them. So basics, wyverns, draconic fusion crafters. You can mix and match them all. That's not a big deal. And got that already highlighted, and now I can attach it. Always never want to forget to put your power in, otherwise it'll get to like say 75 or 80% charging for the crafting piece, and it'll just stop, and you're gonna be like, what in the heck is going on? But that's usually because you forgot to hook your power back up. Pretty awesome overall mod pack though, so yeah, that's pretty exciting. And I've got that powering pretty much everything wirelessly, which is pretty awesome too. Before the last episode, I had set up these water mills. The mechanical users that the wither farm utilizes, it runs off the grid power. So I set up all of these to generate grid power beyond it's like 114 GP that those produce, and then I've got the solar panels that supplement it to 150 for the rest of the way, and those are just scattered about as well. Just grab both of those and let's go to another. Alright, here we are. Yeah, so pretty sure you've been here before with me. As you can tell, I've done some huge exploration. I've actually gone outside of another map to where it's essentially a void area. With my Supremium armor, yeah, I actually get there really quickly. But the fortress blaze spawner. Yeah, so like I said before, I had gone out and done the scouting out for these blaze spawners, so I can just roll in with you guys and go ahead and pick them up. It makes it a lot easier. Not wasting your time, not wasting my time. You guys don't want me to just be wandering around the entire time. So there it is. There's that one. As you see over here, jump boost, magnetic fatigue, hunger, slowness. That's all in result to the diamond chest. My Jerkinator is going to keep me from dying now, so that's definitely a plus. There's that one. Make sure I need to go this way. There we are. Yep, last one. Alright, so oh my gosh. Slowness sucks. I'm just gonna grab that and go. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do instead, so I'm not having to deal with my slowness. I'm just gonna drop them in here, and when I go back through, their buffs are gone, and when I go back to the portal, they will populate directly into the RS system. Pretty nice little kind of hack or something right there. All right. So one of the others is travel to the bottom of the nether with using a boat. There's some lava. Alright guys, so I came out to the edge of the nether where I can go all the way up, and I can I placed a little platform there so I've got something to land on. We're going to go all the way up and we're going to place this boat. We're gonna go ahead and hopefully I land on that. Nope. That's not good. Yeah, so traveling in a boat down the nether. I'll be right back. I gotta grab the jetpack and I'm gonna go get that stuff. So Hey guys, real quick while my jetpack's charging up, as you see right there. Um, this was my monster jerky auto farm type thing that I had up above. I figured out that if I use hoppers, I can pull them off whenever they're ready and put them into the chest or directly into the RS system, and using the transfer pipes, I can place them onto the drying racks, which is pretty nice. So I've got coming out of the RS system, I've got them with an exporter pulling rotten flush out directly into the chest here. And then they get pulled out of the chest into the drying racks around all of the transfer pipes. And then when they're done, they get pulled into the hopper. Hopper runs them all the way around, however it needs to run them down, and into this hopper. And then I've got this turned off because I don't need a whole ton of monster jerky, just a decent supply. So that's turned off, and then they just go into this chest and normally into the system if I've got that turned on. So that was something I thought was pretty cool that I figured out how to automate. But yeah, so jetpack's charged up. We're going to go in. We're going to get my stuff back because it's my stuff. Man, I was that close to missing my platform. That's just crazy. I put my ender pouch in my ender pouch. That's awesome. Oops. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that waypoint. And guys, I appreciate you joining me today, and hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any comments, questions, ideas for future content, please let me know. Leave a comment below. If you're new to the channel or have not yet subscribed, please do so. That'd be fantastic. I would appreciate that quite a bit. And again, thanks for joining me. Bye.